Y'all, welcome to War Eagle Cavern on Beaver Lake. This is going to be just outside of Eureka Springs, Arkansas. We're going to check it out, see what all's going on over here. Hey, good morning, guys. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be the only two on the tour this morning. We're going down to the cavern and gonna get a lot of information, hopefully. I'll try to film a lot of it for you, but I'm excited to see the cavern and see what it's like. It's right here off of Beaver Lake, so I'm excited.
It's very pretty. Well, that cave has a river coming out of it year round. We have three down here that do. There's one here ahead of us there, and the one we're going into. All three rivers, the water's 50 degrees all the time. So our cave's actually back down to about 54 degrees inside. Guys, we're cooling back down for the winter times. We get about 56, maybe 57 in the hot summer times. So it's a cold cave all the time you're here, or warm in the winter time. Yeah,
Critter hole, do not climb. Uh-oh.
All the time, all year long, but now we're dry, so it's not really going to happen. But
What's in the critter hole? Stay on the trail.
But not quite this dry. It dried about 8 weeks ago. Our humidity left, guys. And
this tree floated over here.
Right here, we're out of commission about 4 days.
Wow.
Then they dropped the lake back down, and we continue giving tours.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Oh, look at this. This is the entrance to the cave. Look how cool this looks. Wow. Wow. Look at this.
Okay, guys, our entrance is the biggest in the state of Arkansas. We don't know who found it the first time, guys. Now, normally, in our normal time of year, guys, see how dark colored this is right here, these stalactites. This is all wet, guys, still right now. So everything here, guys, is that color when we come down here normally. We're covered in soot here from fires being built over this bluff for a long time, and we don't know how long that was. We can kind of start, guys, with the Osage tribes. They were from Fort Smith, Arkansas, towards Nashville, Tennessee, the Arkansas River Valley, north to south central Iowa. This is Osage land a long time. Then they were taken into what's now Oklahoma, the Trail of Tears, or Indian territory at the time, about 1820s, 1830s. Then we have Confederate occupation in our cave, but actually from here east and south in the country, Confederates use caves all the time. It's very, very commonly done. We'll tell you guys while they were in ours and most here in a bit. Then guys, in 2014, Benton County, where we're standing right now in Arkansas, was a dry county till 2014. So they take a dry county and a wet cave like this out front. They make moonshine whiskey. Every one of them, guys, happened thousands of times across the country. It never happened inside, although we're going to show you still indicated that it was actually right there till 1976. And that is when the Wallace family bought the property, opened the cave up for tourism back in 1977. That was 60 people, but that would be one big giant church group here showing up.
Here we go.
I want to go all together.
Oh, yeah.
We have done that, guys, throughout the years.
Okay, we made it. Oh, cool.
Nice.
Look at that.
Yes, sir. Use that handrail to your left. You betcha.
Oh, wow.
We took this room out when COVID hit, so for 2 seasons we didn't bring folks up here, guys, and I'm really amazed.
Nice.
We're not seeing more wildlife, guys, in this room right here, but it is kind of a different time of the year since we're cooling down outside. Guys, wildlife changing all through the cabin. The formations, they're starting to drip again, guys, so they were showing a little bit of moisture from our recent rains, but not a whole lot. Those are wet too, so everything's different, guys. So what's going to be different in the cave is the salamanders, guys. We have in our cavern several different breed of salamanders since the cave is wet all the time. They come out at about 55 degrees, which is kind of late June in the cave, typically about then. On the other hand, we are home with the biggest colony of bats in this part of the United States. We don't know the numbers of bats, guys, in our cavern at all. Nobody does. We got a lot of cave above us and beyond where we're going today. This is not the big bat time of the year, guys. It is coming up on us really quickly, and what's happening, hibernation is starting to begin.
This is so cool. Sun's coming out good outside.
Now, that would probably change depending on the cave, the temperature, the moisture of the cave, and things like this. You know, I'm sure it alters the wildlife, guys, the way they act. And you guys see the formations here above us, what we showed you there in the first room, guys, as well. This is the biggest stuff we're going to show you in the cavern. Once we get you inside, they're going to shrink the little things, and you wouldn't even notice them if it wasn't for the drips, and hopefully we'll get you guys more spirit than where we were today. When the Wallace family bought the property back in 1978, 1976, The only way into the cavern was the river. You go 300 feet through the cold water, hands and knees crawling, and the water's 50 degrees all the time. So tourists back then wouldn't do it. You guys today wouldn't do it. I mean, most not. So he did something kind of drastic, guys, back then. It's not that strange in Arkansas. Before 9/11 happened in Arkansas, if you owned a cave, you go to town, you buy all the dynamite you wanted. Nobody cared to question it. You sold it to you guys. Too regulated now. So he brought down dynamite, blasted the tunnel here behind me open, took the rock and built the dam across the stream. So he kind of did us a big favor, guys, except the city does get down to about 5.5 foot tall. We stay right in the middle. So you folks have tall towers, please do watch your head here, guys. Now, sure,
Nice.
I said the salamanders are asleep, guys, we might find something salamander like today, but
Maybe.
typically we're way too late.
Looking for salamanders.
I know, that would have been neat.
Bend down a little bit.
Over these roads are on the way down here. The key to the cave. She handed it to me.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. All right, got it. If I didn't do that, our tour would be kind of shorter. I have to run back to the picture, guys. Okay, above you guys is a sinkhole. These mountains are full of sinkholes, just like you guys see there. You don't see sinkholes from the bottom up often in your lifetime, but in this case you do. So you guys live in Texas, go over to the hill country, San Antonio, Austin area, same on top of rock, you'll find sinkholes there as well.
Oh, yeah.
And then closest to you guys, actually you get to the Mississippi River, say Pennsylvania, which is a little ways, but same
Cave
type of
we just
limestone
came
we
out
got
of.
here. Guys, sinkholes occur all the time. They happen from water erosion from the bottom up, not the top down. We had one happen, guys, we've already walked by coming down. It happened November of 2015. At the time it fell, me and the young fellow we had down here blowing leaves, or down there blowing leaves, and the sinkhole showed up so quickly, he almost fell in the hole, really that fast as when it showed up, guys. So you never know when these things are going to occur.
Yikes. You hear the water. We're in the cave now.
One thing I like about our cave, guys, and it's kind of late in the year for these critters as well. Our cave is too cold inside year round for snakes. I don't like snakes in a big way.
That's good to know.
That was my question.
Well, most
It's
of
like
you right there, it's right up
58
there.
degrees in here, I think is what he said.
Our graffiti starts here. It covers the next 2 miles of the cave as high as you can reach. The cave goes beyond 2 miles, guys. We'll talk about the rest of the cave in a bit. We have another level behind us, guys. We'll show you this level in a second, at least part of it. It goes further than where we go today. It's got domes like an unfinished sinkhole that go even higher in the mountain, guys. Every level in this cave for the first 2 miles is covered in graffiti just about like this. Walk up here, watch your heads here on these low-hanging stalactites, guys, but it's worth looking at. Step on the brightest part of the light right there, folks. Look straight above you. It's 45 feet tall. It is covered in brown or great flowstone from top to bottom, so it's worth the look, guys, and worth the picture as well. Time before we get you guys further back inside is to never look up with your mouth open. You got that? Yes, I waited until she opened her mouth to tell me before I said, see, look at her right there. She's doing it. See, you girls, listen, one time, y'all learned it. Us guys were terrible at that. Experiencing that last
Nice. Look at this.
You know where you're at?
Into the cave.
Yeah, and boy, she's had surgery, everything's gone, including the cancer. That's
That's
fine
so
with me.
cool.
Matter of fact, on my phone this morning popped out.
That's way
Robert
up
Paul, which is Highland Oncology.
Close your mouth. Can hear the water. You can't see it, but you can hear it on that side of the cave.
Here was the one that was out front making whiskey until 1976. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever had a homemade whiskey in your lifetime. It's corn, sugar, yeast, and water, guys, is really what it's made of. In America, corn grows everywhere, so that's why it's here. But with that mixture, guys, once you get through fermenting, and again, it was done outside after the bubbling, what's happening, it's ready to kind of cook off with. You filter out the corn mash and put the liquid into the still, and you build a fire under there, guys. Now, with corn whiskey, your ideal temperature is 172 degrees. At that temperature, the water stays in the pot, the alcohol rises to steam. So out of that 5 gallon or so size still, you're going to produce about a pint and a half of drinkable whiskey per run. And for some people, that's
That's where
good.
he says the bats
I mean, people don't like
congregate.
bats. Let me say that honestly. And you may be
I
those
wouldn't
people.
mind having
Here we
the
have
bats
movie
fly
set.
around, to be
Back in
honest.
1994, Hollywood came to the region, made a cowboy movie called Frank and Jesse, about Frank and Jesse James, who told you guys about the history there that we have with them. And guys, the reason we have history with them here in this part of the Ozark Mountains, everybody knows Ozark Mountains in Missouri, Arkansas all the time. Their dad, they lived north of Kansas City, St. Joe, Independence area, guys on the Missouri side. Their dad was a Baptist preacher up there. He got hired by a wagon train to go to California during the gold rush, 1849. And he was never heard from again. They don't know what happened, guys, at all. And so after a couple of years, their mother remarried a guy by the name of Dr. Reuben Samuel. Now, Dr. Samuel was born over here at Clifty, Arkansas, between here and Eureka Springs, 8 miles away from us here on Highway 12. So once they married, they had this big family that hid them out here in the Ozarks all the time. So it's actually quite common, not just our cave. But the film crews knew the history, that's what brought them here, guys, initially. And they looked at 3 or 4 other caves in the region and came back to our cavern because they could drive from the parking lot with golf carts to here, so they could drive in and out of the cavern. So that's why they chose us to make the cave scene. So we do play the movie guys upstairs all the time. So
Awesome.
so in this movie here, Rob Lowe was Jesse James, Bill Paxton was Frank James, and Randy.
So he just stated this is an actual movie set from the movie. That's really cool.
As we get you guys back.
Oh yeah, there we
The wrong
go.
things start going through my mind when I get back there. and that's what-
Nice. So we're looking up at the ceiling of the cave
So
with
what's
our
your
mouths
guitar from,
closed.
Guys, now the only military that we have in the cavern, right off your shoulder there, girl, listen to the ledge.
Oh.
We have a private Texas Evans, 1953 is the date
Yeah, I
of this.
see it.
Korea did it in 53. Could have been that, World War II, World War I. We'll never know, guys. I mean, we just also can't never figure this out. Now, the oldest date, guys, well, there's a 1932 in the bright part of the light. Those guys are deep all the time. I'm not sure exactly what they say. Most people talk about the one right there starting with the D is Davy, Dovey, or Dovey. That's the most common consensus. And the one under there may be Renee, guys, but we don't know actually what it says. So the oldest date we can show you on the trip today is actually, guys, you see they're scratching here, but where you go. July and
this
August,
one.
which would never get rain at the time of year. A day or two wasn't much. Well, we've been in the drought here for about 10,
Yeah,
12
we're getting
weeks,
dripped
and we've
on.
had fire rains
The
going on,
cave
guys,
is
the whole
dripping
time.
on us.
And that's bad here because we like to think, you can't even hear nothing. In the lake out there, of course, the lake is very high. In the lake out there,
God
you know,
was
if you
just
go
saying
down
that
by
he was in
freshwater
this
fish,
cave
most of them
during
have a lot
like
of water
a
in the body. It helps
small
with cease
earthquake.
vibration, you know, that's how it makes them attack
And he
out
didn't
there,
feel a
vibration.
thing.
When you throw fishing lures,
Isn't that
in, so they
crazy?
feel the vibration and they react to it. So while the shaking was going on, we couldn't see any difference, guys, in it at all. The largemouth bass out there in Beaver Lake would swim in the balls just like this while the shaking.
So this water up here is drinkable for the first
If it wasn't for the bats, and right now we don't have a lot of bats, the water's probably very pure. But,
Oh, look how pretty this is. It's a little bridge.
We're gonna bring you guys back to the waterfall first and get you to the wild.
Oh wow. Oh, look how pretty. So pretty. I'm just trying not to stand up because I bump my head. Nice. Oh, I like this part of the cave. This is gorgeous. Look at the water. Like, it almost looks like there's a hole right there. It's like very reflective. And it doesn't look like water. It just looks like a hole. Nice. Oh, look at that.
When we had these big rains, guys, a lot of aquatic wildlife in the cavern, salamanders, crawfish is blind. Well, cavefish, they're not blind because we know about they run. So, right there's a crawfish, guys. We don't show you these things too often in the cave. So
yeah.
See it already moving, guys. I lit it up. It's trying to get out of Dodge. They don't like light too much. But that's, we don't show you guys these things in the cave very often. Now, the color you see right there, guys, it's actually, their shell is clear. They don't have any color pigment to their bodies, just like the salamanders that are in the water and the fish, because they're in the dark all the time, so they lose their color pigment. So what you're seeing right there is their internal organs. That's the colors we're seeing there, guys. Now, how they get in the cave, guys, we don't know. They're probably, some were born here, no doubt about that, just like everything else. But we're not sure, guys, how these things get in the cavern. These mama bats, guys, go and have babies. Now, guys, we don't talk about the numbers here every tour. We don't know the numbers. There's a whole lot of cave here. If you took the lady bats that are 2 years old and older, just those two breeds of those females, guys, I believe there's close to 500,000 bats in our cavern.
This is so pretty. I love this. And he said that we can touch this part of the cave. Very, like, coarse and cold. Looking at this rock here, it's got the green looking algae on it. Head back this way. I got an alligator in here. Oh, that's cool. It does kind of look like an alligator. We're having to bend down.
Rock for our school kid. They call it Rockigator, Rockosaurus, Alligator. I like it. That's one of the third graders for you. Time of the year. So the black stuff is guano, the white is mold. This is from
yeah.
our great bats, guys. So that is a big pile of recycled mosquitoes. See the big stain at the ceiling. So they live in big groups here all the time. So the oldest use for this, guys, this is why Confederate armies were in caves during the Civil War, by the way. The oldest use for bat guano is black powder, which the Chinese invented 2,000 years ago during the Han Dynasty. So when the Civil War began, the South was so poor they had to make their own black powder. So all caves to the South that have what we have, bats, they were in every one of those doing the same thing. So it happened to guys a lot. They carry this stuff outside. They needed the sun later in the process. Carry this stuff outside, guys. Now, bat guano is potassium nitrate and saltpeter both a little bit at the same time.
Watch your head.
That's a huge pile of dirt.
Yeah.
You stand up there, by the way, but slipping over is a good thing to do today. Kind of an active thing to do for you today. Many times, yeah.
Did you worry about lighting?
No.
So this is another look at the outside of the cave. Now that we're able to kind of explore a little bit by ourselves, the tour is over, so we can kind of walk around a little bit. And it's really pretty. What did you think about the cave?
That was awesome.
Do you like
My
it?
first time in there, and
He's never been
I've,
inside done a
I must say I was quite
cave
impressed.
tour. Yeah.
I was expecting some bats and stuff, but we saw what, a crawfish, and
Yeah, no bats.
cave spider.
No bats
maybe.
this time, unfortunately. Yeah, so some people joined us on the tour. We only had 2 other people. I thought we were going to be the only ones, and we were at the very, very beginning, but we had a couple of people join us, but still, it was a really small group. So it was awesome. Our guide was great. Very friendly guy. So I give it a thumbs up. I think if you want a little cave tour, just take the hour-long tour. He goes in, shows you a few things, you walk around. It's not very strenuous. You gotta bend down a couple of times to get through a couple of the tunnels, but it's not a big deal. There's a little mini waterfall down there. You can see the water under the rock. We've got a leaf blower up top, so you can see all the leaves that are on the path. They're trying to clean, so if you hear the buzzing, it's they've got the leaf blowers going. But look at these. They're like little chairs they made out of.
Yeah.
That one looks like a, you know, when you go get your shoes shined. That's what it looks like. Shoe shine chair. Okay. I think we're gonna head down there next. There's one thing I remember that was really interesting about the cave tour that I don't know if I got it on film, but I was just looking at the lake down here. He said in 2015 this cave was completely flooded, like from floor to ceiling. So when you saw us walking around in there, I mean, it was just, it would have been all water. That's crazy to think about.
Yes.
We've got on the little walkway here. We're going to go down to this boat. He said this, well, what appears to be a boat, but he said that, I mean, it doesn't have a motor or anything. It's not like a little boat tour. They just have it out here so you can get out on the lake. And he says that you can see fish, that they'll come right up to you on the boat. They have a fish food station up at the top of this walkway, and I found like some little pieces. Oops. Well, now I have 2 that I found that we're gonna try to feed the fishes.
I got it.
I just wanted to stand up here and look for a little bit. Other than the leaf blower, it's really quiet out here.
That must be part of the trail.
Now this boat's a little rickety. It's kind of wobbly.
Now there's a
Whoa. I don't see any fishies. Uh-oh. Fishy, fishy. There's a little fishy. He's a little tiny thing. What was that? We were just standing up here and something like hit the boat.
Yeah, and shook it. Thought it was me.
Yeah, I thought it was him like shaking it, but I don't know if it was the wind that knocked it into something and we just weren't paying attention. Don't fall in. So while we were in the cavern, we actually looked up at a couple of sinkholes. This is a sinkhole here, which is actually kind of scary if you think about it. If you're walking down there, you know, on a tour of a cave and there's a giant sinkhole that occurs. So that wouldn't be fun. This says Cavern Chimney Bridge, one big sinkhole. That's what the sign says. Let me see. I'm going to get over here. I think you're supposed to walk up here. Oh man, yeah, look. You can see it real good right here. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's a big hole. It is one big hole. So we're gonna look at another thing over here. It says the bridge ahead leads to Beaver's Point, a lookout over the Devil's Gap Valley. It says if you look at the rocks below when you stand on the bridge, they're like washed white. It's from all the rainwater. So I think there's actually like a little waterfall after, it rains a good bit. There could be like a little waterfall, but obviously it hasn't rained in a little bit. But yeah, you can see the rocks, how white they are, where all the water comes through. I'm gonna get on this little ledge to look out over here. This is the entrance to the cavern. Let's see the lake. And then, yeah, that's where we went in over there.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. This is the balance log. I wish it was over like a canyon or something. See if you can balance on the log.
Alright.
I can do it. Ooh. Dun, 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 dun. And I got a camera in my hand. Okay, we made it up the really steep hill from doing the overlook. And we're back near the gift shop. This is the Moonshiners Mystery Shack. This is, if you buy the value pack here in the gift shop, you get the cavern tour, the Mystery Shack, and they have a little maze you can go through. So, we're going to check this out. This says, prepared to be amazed. Has gravity gone wrong? Is a vortex pulling us in? Or have our boys had too much moonshine? We'll see. This looks like an outhouse, honestly. Oh, we're going down? Wait. Hunting rolls. Beware of, well, just beware. Okay. So we're just gonna go downstairs. Oh. Yeah, look at this.
Okay.
Can you see on camera how it...
Yeah.
Yeah, this is already messing with my equilibrium. Okay. Go. Oh, look, Mississippi mud. Prepare to be amazed. Go ahead, go be amazed.
Moonshine.
One step, what? No, it says 1 sip, 2 sips, 3 sips, the floor. Some
No.
signs.
We have this mirror here that makes you count.
Yeah, I don't like that. Okay. Here goes nothing. Okay, whoa, look at the floor. That's really slanted.
Those sideway houses.
Oh my gosh. Look at this. Oh, there's another room over here too. Here we go.
How do you feel about drunk?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, you got the card table. If after the first 20 minutes you don't know who the sucker at the table is, it's you. What now? What is that? You're supposed to place a pool ball. Oh.
Does it really roll uphill?
Try it. Put it in there. Where'd it go? It's gonna go back out there.
Yeah, sure does.
Is that the only safe spot?
It's the level spot. Watch out. This is crazy.
Look. Like,
You try. Do you feel level?
no, this is level. Yeah, see, this
Yeah.
is good. Then you get.
Then you gotta go up. It's like you had
Look,
5
it's
shots.
Like Jackson.
That's crazy.
You got another one right here. Oh, this one has mirrors. Oh, look, it's got a swing. There's little candle flies in here. Oh, look at the mirror. Oh, oh. Will it hold? Oh.
Swing.
Stand. See, I am standing up straight.
That's old Dr. Pepper.
So we coming out of this little house, and you just got mirrors. I don't really know. we're about to exit. I think my brain can take much more. Look at this, creamed possum. Doesn't that sound tasty?
Yeah.
Okay, y'all, we just came back into the gift shop from the Mystery Shack. I saw these immediately. Look at this. They've got these little beef sticks. You know, they're usually like beef sticks. But this one's like a hunter, like a roadkill blend. Elk, venison, pork, duck, and rabbit. Yeah, that's not too out of the... Look at this one. Swamp stick, alligator, grass-fed beef, and pork. So you can get alligator sausage. Nice. Beef. That is something. Here's pheasant. I've never seen that on a beef stick. Or an antelope. They have antelope. Also in the gift shop here, they have a little, like, you can see the little mining tables or whatever out there. They sell bags of dirt which has different little rocks and gems and stuff, and crystals, and you can go out to the little mining area and take the dirt and just sift it out and see what you got in your package. It's like a little mystery package. That's kind of neat. We didn't see any bats in the cave, but there are some little cute bats here for sale. Alright, y'all, we just left the gift shop and somebody bought some root beer. He says it's good, and one of the elk sticks, which is funny. But anyway, so we were in a hurry to get here to get on the first tour. So I'm just going to show you what's kind of outside the gift shop here. This is where you buy the bags of dirt inside the gift shop. And this is where you bring them to sift through the dirt so you can get your gemstones and stuff. It's really neat. And there's somebody in this truck over here. It's called the White Lightning Express. It looks like his arm is a little bit broke right there.
Yeah,
it looks a little funny. But check this out. There's I don't know whether this person got run over or whether they're fixing the truck. Oh, that's funny. You're the moon to my shine. Up on the hill, that's where the maze is. Technically, we could do the maze, but we're a little hungry for lunch. It's past lunchtime, and we've been climbing up and down the mountainside. We're just like pooped. But they've got their little fall decorations out. Just cute. Oh, they got a little swing set over here if you wanted to sit here and swing. Look at the teepees. They got coyotes. Got a big old bear over here on the corner. Oh, look, the skunk.
Yeah.
It's hiding in the leaves. Oh, it's like a mama bear. She got a cub. And there's some armadillos. They're kind of playing in the... Well, one of them is kind of sleeping, I guess. The other one's playing in the leaves. The bear chair is not very big. I don't think we could both fit in it.
Yeah, we'd be having
Ugh.
Oh,
we're getting pummeled
by acorns.
by acorns. Spotted a turtle over here by the bear chair. Got a pretty good size teepee over here. Got some foxes. That's nice.
That's a pretty legit teepee.
Alright, well, I think we recommend this place. It's fun. Like I said, the tour guide was great. The little
he
gift
was.
shop's cute. You should come back like when it's like the bat season. It's like around July, wasn't he saying, or something like that maybe?
March. I think March to July.
That would be fun
Right
because
there.
he says the bats kind of fly around the cave. So if you're not into that, you might not want to come during that time. But today we didn't see any bats, unfortunately. It was nice and cool in the cave. Now it was really cold this morning, but it's
Warmed up
nice
a bit.
outside here now. So let's go somewhere else.
Lunchtime.
See what else we can do after lunch.
Later.
We're checking into our hotel. This hotel is a little bit different. We stayed in a normal hotel for 2 nights. We're gonna stay in a special hotel for 2 more nights at Hogsville, Eureka Springs treehouses. Except our hotel room's not a treehouse. It's a hobbit cave.